So hi everyone, let's get started. um, Welcome to this gentle beginner class. What we're going to use today for definitely is the yoga strap or any kind of strap you got. Maybe a smaller block to cushion up your hips, and maybe some bigger blocks if you've got any to support yourself in some poses, and maybe something to put under your knee. We're going to spend a little bit of time on our knees. So if you have sensitive knees, feel free to get a pillow or knee pad or anything like that. And we're gonna start today here sitting on the mat, cross-legged. And so the theme of today's class is to feel. We're going to feel in a physical way today. So experiencing the physical sensations in the body and trying to move with control and move with attention and to strengthen the body's perception and strengthening the control and feeling that you have this amazing system of your body and that you can control it, you can use it as you wish. As a start, come here in an easy cross-legged seat. Feel free to prop yourself up on a block so your hips are elevated. If it's uncomfortable on the knee, feel free to prop up the knees as well, or if it's too much on the hips, make yourself comfortable for the first few moments. And then when you're ready, close your eyes and bring your attention into your breath. For a first few seconds, just let your breath settle and then try to observe your breathing without manipulating it, without any control, without any change. It sounds like a very easy task, but it actually can be quite difficult because once we turning our attention to one part of the body, we usually start to manipulate it. So just try to feel and observe as you inhale and as you exhale, feeling the depth of your breath, feeling the movements of the inhale and the movements of the exhale. Feeling the temperature of the air. Feeling the oxygen entering your body, going down to your lungs, and then exiting your body. Then we're moving to the next step, to control. And we're going to start with bringing the breath into the nostrils. So inhaling in through the nostrils, exhaling out through the nostrils. If you have any nasal problems, any blocked nose, or anything that that kind of blocks you from using your nostrils, feel free to breathe through your mouth. But if everything's all okay, keep inhaling and exhaling out through your nose, your nostrils. Feeling how different is it? For example, if you used your mouth before, check if nasal breathing makes any difference. If you start to breathe deeper, if you might start to lengthen your exhales. Maybe it's giving you a deeper attention, a deeper understanding of your breath. And once you're settled on the nasal breathing, try to bring that breath really deep down into the belly, moving your tummy outward as you exhale and flattening, bringing it back as you exhale. So moving it out as you inhale, letting it come up, and then flattening, bringing it in as you exhale. And maybe with that, you can even slowing down your breath more. With very long, very deep inhales, and then even longer exhales out through your nostrils. So throughout the practice, if any point you feel that it's too much, it feels that you need to step back a little bit, you can always come back to either seat or a child's pose and just focus on your breath for a few moments, minutes, however long it takes. Deepening your breath, deepening the inhales and lengthening the exhales when you need. So this was a first step in a journey to observe the body, to feel inside your body, to control that body of yours. Take one more deep, long inhales in through the nose, and then a long exhale out through the nose. And then flattering your eyes open. We're going to start the warm up with a very easy neck rolls. Let's bring it in forward, looking down on your toes. And then bringing it back up and looking up to the ceiling just as much as it's comfortable on the neck. Bringing it back down again, checking on your toes, checking on your belly button. Only the head moves, the rest of the body is upright. I'm turning to the side so you can see the rest of the body is upright. And you're moving down just with the head. And then moving up, looking up just with the head. Looking down as you exhale. Lifting the head up as you inhale. One more time, looking down. Inhale to bring it up. And then back to the center. Then we're gonna look over the right shoulder as we exhale. Still only the head moves. Try to not dip it down. So it's just the nose that moves back in the center. And then into the left. Let the movement be led by the nose, the tip of your nose. Exhale to look to the left. Inhale, coming back to center. Slowly waving no with your head. Exhale one more time to the right. Inhale back to center. And to the left. Back to center. Then we're going to do another movement. Bringing the knee, bringing the ear close to the shoulder. And then back to the center. Moving the ear to the shoulder. Only the ear moves down. The shoulders are still relaxed. Hello, cat. And then back to center and to the other side. Tic-tacking with your head. And once you're back in the center, you can just roll it around in any way with control that feels comfortable. And if you find any spot that's not too comfortable, maybe stay there for a few breaths, stretching out those tender, tight spots before you move forward, before you continue the movement. And if you're doing one side, don't forget to change the direction. Moving through the motions with control. Even if there's a tiny movement, try to fully control them. Every bit of them. And then coming back to center, bringing your shoulders up to the ears this time. Inhale, lifting it even more, and then dropping them down as you exhale. One more time, inhale, bringing them up to the ears, and then as you exhale, drop them down. And the final time, bringing them into the ears, close to the ears as you inhale, and then drop as you exhale. And then bringing your hands to the side, bending on the elbows, going into cactus arms. So your arms are lifted as high as your shoulders, and the lower arms are lifted 90 degrees with your upper arm. And here we're gonna warm up the shoulders with tiny circles, trying to keep that cactus shape, spreading the fingers wide apart. Trying to isolate the movements into the shoulder girdles, the joints there. Then changing direction, bringing them forward, small tiny movements with control. Then you can make those movements even bigger, bringing your elbows closer to each other. Very close, so they almost touching. And then up, really behind you as well. So the shoulder blades are joining. And then the elbows are coming all the way forward. And then changing direction again. Moving the elbows forward and together, and then back, so the shoulder blades are joining in your back. One more time. And coming back to cactus arm, straightening the arms to the side. Palms are facing down and making some small circles just on the side. And this time, try to keep your shoulders down, so the movements are coming from a different region. Same way with control, then changing direction. One more breath here. Your arms might be burning by now. And then release them, maybe shake them off. So we felt all those muscles in the upper back and in the arms. A lot of muscles there. Next, inhale, lifting yourself high up, checking on your spine, checking on your sit bone. If you can maybe bring yourself a little bit back, so you're not leaning forward in a way that's pressing your hips, but bringing yourself really up over the sit bones. And from here, we're going to lift up the left arm as a start, placing the right palm on the mat beside you. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, bending to the side as much as comfortable. And then bringing your palms to face upward, stretching through the side of the body. Keep breathing here. If looking up on your hands feels uncomfortable on the neck, feel free to look forward or even down. The next inhale, bringing yourself up, lifting up the right hand, reaching for the sky, and then bending to the left this time. And once you're right, bringing your palms to face upward, opening through the shoulders. Keep breathing here. And then coming back to center. Inhale, both arms are coming up. One last movement. And from here, as you exhale, twisting to the right side, but keeping your arms up until the very last moment before you drop your left hand on your knee, right hand behind you. Try to avoid pushing yourself into the twist. And feel these muscles on your side and then the lower back, how they work to bring you into the twist instead of your arms. Inhale, coming back to the center. And as you exhale, twisting to the left, keeping the arms high up as long as possible before you gently dropping them down. Right hand on the knee, on the left knee, left hand behind you. And feel those muscles keeping you upright and into the twist in your side and on your lower back. And inhale, coming back to center, releasing the arms, and we're going to come to a tabletop position. So if you need any knee pads, any cushioning, feel free to have them, or a pillow under your knees. And so for the tabletop, try to bring your knees under your hips, the hip creases, and your wrists under your shoulders, spreading the fingers. And if that feels too much on the wrist at any point, if you grab the ground, like digging the fingertips slightly in, might gonna put off some stress and tension from the wrist. Here we're gonna start with some cats and cows. So inhale, dropping the belly down, looking up, stretching the front of the body. Exhale, bringing the belly in, doming the spine up like an angry cat. Inhale, dropping the belly, moving the cow pose, lifting up the head, stretching the front of the body. Exhale, bringing the belly button in, arching through the spine. A few more times, moving with your own breath. Inhale to cow, exhale to cat. And try to move with great control. So mindfully checking what your body is doing instead of just letting it go however it wants. So when you bring the belly in, really feel how's it going inside, how you're curving up your spine, how you're releasing the neck. And as you move down, feel that movement, feel the stretch in your spine, in your neck. Feel how you're lifting. One more time. Maybe to inhale and exhale to cat. And then with the next inhale, coming back to the center. And curve your toes under. Inhale here, and then with the next exhale, same way, bringing the tummy in as you did with cat, but this time lifting your knees slightly up off from the floor. Maybe it's just a few centimeters. Dropping your neck, really bringing the belly button in, and feel those muscles at your tummy and the muscles at your arm holding you up. And then release it back down to the ground. Inhale, lifting to cow, stretching the front of the body, releasing the toes. And then as you exhale, bringing your hips down to the heel, walking the hands forward, coming into your first child's pose of this practice. Releasing the head, the forehead on the mat. If that feels impossible because of any belly, tits, anything, feel free to come into wide side. So bringing your knees as wide as the mat, creating some space here between your thighs, and releasing down to the ground. Palms on the floor, fingers are still spread. And deeply inhaling here with long exhale. Try to feel any physical sensation that already arises in the body. Maybe you can feel how hard your the muscles in your tummy worked. Maybe you can feel how hard your arms worked already. Feeling and realizing those muscles you may haven't noticed since a long time. Next, inhale, pushing yourself back into the tabletop. Coming back to on all four. And from here, we're going to lift the right leg behind us. Toes are tucked under. And then bring the left knee up again, coming into a plank position. I hope you can see it. And instead of sucking it down, try to keep the shoulder blades lifted and elevated so they are flat and smooth in your back. And the same way as we did in the cat pose, when you really brought the belly in, trying to bring the belly in. Whenever you feel that was enough, feel free to drop the knees, coming into the lower plank pose, supported plank pose. And feel free to make it move, maybe pedaling through the legs, maybe rocking from forward to backward, or just dropping the knee, supporting yourself with some extra places to hold your weight. But even if you drop the knees, try to lift your shoulder blades off so they smooth and spread, and try to bring the belly really in as we did with cat pose, and then releasing everything, even if you hold it up this far, and coming to another child's pose. This time, once you arrived, bring your palms facing your ceiling, so your arms twisted, giving them a nice stretch after all the hard work. And bringing your attention again back to the body, checking those muscles that have been activated, that have been worked. And bringing your palms down, releasing the arms down to the mat. Keeping your elbows and forearms down, bringing yourself back to a half plank, then slowly releasing your legs and your tummy down into a Sphinx position. Fingers are still widely spread. Feel free to make any adjustments on your elbows to be under your shoulder blades, lifting up your chest, looking slightly forward and up maybe, as much as it's comfortable on your neck. One option to stay here, stretching through those muscles in the front. They've been working real hard. If you want a deeper stretch, maybe you want to lift up your elbows from the mat, spreading your fingers, bringing yourself into a deeper stretch. Feel free to come up and down with your breath or staying up here. The other thing you can try, even if you kept it down there, is to look over your shoulder, stretching the opposite side. And then look over your other shoulder, stretching your opposite side. One more breath here. Then coming down, bringing your hands under the shoulder, pushing yourself up and into our third child's pose. This time, bringing your hands to your side, resting it next to you on the mat. And then again, checking into the body, seeing how it feels now after those gentle stretches. See how the muscles are coping with the movements they use. Then bringing yourself up and back to the tabletop again, curving the toes under. Inhale here, and as you exhale, pushing your hips high up to the close to the ceiling, coming into a first and only downward facing dog of this practice. Spreading your fingers wide, maybe stepping wider than hip distance apart, maybe stretching on your side. We're not gonna stay here for long, so don't forget to breath. And then slowly, with as many steps as you need, coming forward, feet close to the hands, and then bend your knees as much as needed so you can touch the ground. Releasing the head, maybe shaking from side to side with control. Option one, to walk to one side with your hands, then coming back to center and bringing your body to the other side. Or maybe just simply hanging out here, grabbing on your opposite elbow. Let your spine stretch through before we moving up to mountain pose with control. Slowly with the next inhale, starting to curving up bit by bit, feeling through the whole of your spine. Head comes up last, and once you arrive, bringing your shoulders close to the ears and then dropping them down as we did. Turning your palms facing forward so you can open your shoulders even more. Next inhale, lifting your arms up and over. Exhale, releasing them in front of you and then down to the mat. Inhale with control, so you move as you're in jelly or in oil. And the big tub of water, bringing it down one more time. Inhale, bringing the arms up, moving it slowly with control. Exhale, bringing it in front of your chest, and then down to your side. Then we're going to step back with the left leg coming into quite smaller stance. Front toes pointing forward, back toes are pointing slightly outward into a diagonal. Inhale, bringing the arms up again with control, this time keeping them distance. And then as you exhale, bending the front knee slightly, maybe pivoting your feet forward, your toes forward if you need. Coming into first warrior one. Option is to stay here. If you want to give it a twist, then with your next exhale, you can twist to your right side. Inhale, bring it back, and then twist slowly to your left side. And inhale, bring your arms back. And straightening the front leg, bringing your hands to your hips. Inhale here, open the chest, maybe moving your elbows closer to each other. And then as you exhale, tip forward, keeping your spine long, as much as comfortable. You might be just halfway down or into a 90-degree, or wherever you are. Bringing the belly in, feeling the lengthening of the back of your legs, and the lengthening through the back of your neck, and the opening of your chest. Tapping into those muscles are working. And inhale, bringing it up, and then step forward back to mountain pose. After this, we're gonna inhale, moving the arms up again, another round, and try to feel if there's any difference from now and what we did before. Is your movement is easier? One more time, inhale to come up with your arms, and then bringing it down with control. And we're gonna step back with the right leg, right foot, bringing the toes slightly outward. Front toes are pointing forward, and then bring the hips to your front. Inhale, lifting the arms up. Exhale, bending the knees, maybe pivoting your feet forward if you need more space. Coming into warrior one. Keep pushing the right hips forward. If you want to give it a little spice, a little twist, with the next exhale, twisting to your left. Inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale, twisting to the right. Feeling your muscles working. Inhale, back to center, and then straightening the leg, bringing your hands on your waist, yeah? Maybe closing a little bit together. Closing your feet together. Inhale, bringing your elbows closer together, opening the chest. And then as you exhale, coming forward into a half pyramid. Bringing the belly in. And then feel the back of your leg stretching. Feel the hold in your core muscles, in your tummy. Feel the opening of your chest as you're bringing the elbows together. Feel a length in the back of your neck. A lot of different areas where you can pay attention. Inhale, coming back. And then stepping forward back to mountain pose. And we're going to do one last inhale, leave the arms up with control. Exhale, bring the arms down in front of the chest. Inhale, bring the arms up, looking slightly in the direction of your hands. Exhale, releasing them. And then stepping back with your left again, coming into a wider stance, and this time bringing your back toes to be parallel with the short edge of the mat, bringing your arms in your side, and then when you exhale, bending your front knee, coming to a warrior two position, stretching through both arms as you try to reach something in front of you and something behind you. Maybe here you can play a little bit with your pelvic floor, bringing the tailbone forward and then keeping it in the back. Feeling how that little movement changes the whole of the position. Next, inhale, straightening the front knee, reaching forward, and then dropping the right hand down, bringing the left arm up, coming into a triangle position. It might be up here, it might be lower, it might be all the way down, so you can grab your toes. And if the looking up feels uncomfortable on the neck, feel free to look forward or even down. Then we're going to look, all of us are going to look down, and then bringing yourself back up, twisting to, turning to the other side of your mat by simply turning your toes. Then checking on your hips, checking on your shoulders to be on the facing the long edge of the mat. Inhale here, exhale, bending the front knee, reaching forward and backward with both fingers. Feeling these muscles in your arms. Probably by now you can feel them. And if you try to little play with your pelvis, with your tailbone, you can try on this side as well. Just seeing how much a tiny movement can change the whole of the position. Next, inhale, straightening the front knee, reaching really forward this time. And then exhale, dropping the left hand up, down, and the right hand up. Coming into a triangle position. Feeling the lengthening of your spine, of your sides. Exhale, looking down. Inhale, bringing yourself up. Then bring both toes slightly inward. We're in a wide stand from the long edge of the mat. If you have any block, you might want to prepare them in front of you. Inhale, lifting up both hands again. We're not going to stay here for long, opening the chest. Exhale, bending down from your waist. And maybe resting your hands in front of you. There's different options and variations you can do here. If that feels enough, or you can even have a block in front of you to support your hands. If that feels enough, feel free to stay here, lengthening through the back of your neck, creating one long line with your spine. If you want to spice it up a bit, bring one hand in the midline, lifting up the other hand, coming into a twist, and then releasing down. Inhale, bringing the other hands up. Exhale, twist, bringing it down. You can do another round here. Bringing one hand up, coming into a small twist, then bringing it down. And to finish with the other side, then bringing it down. Inhale, coming into your fingertips, then bring your hands on your waist. And then slowly with a small bend in the knee, coming up. And from here, we're gonna just come down on our heels in the most easiest, comfortable way, sitting on the heels. If that feels too much on the knee and you have the pillow around or a small cushion, you can bring it behind your knee so it can be a little bit more gentle. Let me just grab one pillow to show. It can be more gentle on the knee with a bit of with a little bit less bending. Once you're right here, bringing your hands to your side, then bringing it forward, the right one comes up, the left one is under into a crisscross, and we're coming into eagle arms. So it might be, yeah, the elbows are overlapping each other, yes. So the two elbow is crossing on each other. Yeah, and then you bring it up. Yeah, that's it. Yep, good. And once you arrive to your eagle arms, you can bring it slightly up so you can see the inner of your elbow and feel it stretch through your shoulder blades that we used quite a lot today to support us in plank and in the tabletop position. And then slowly release it, bringing your arms behind, clasping on the opposite hand, and then lifting up your chest, pushing your hands, the clasped hands down in direction of the ground, then release it. Then we're going to come to the other side of eagle arms, bringing your arms to the side. Then this time, the left hand is going to come on top of the right, elbows are crossing together. And then you're bringing, it up. If you can't put your palms together, you can put the top of your head with each other. This way. And then when you arrive, bring your shoulders, bring your elbows up so you can see the inside of your elbow. And feel the other side gentle stretch on your shoulder blades and in your shoulders. Then releasing it again. You can do the same, bringing your hands together, lifting the chest up, or you can bring your palms down behind you and lifting your chest up here with a gentle support. Head can come back, looking into the ceiling, or you can keep your chin close to the chest if that feels better on the neck. Breathing here. And then with the next inhale, coming into the fingertips, bringing yourself up and coming down very slowly into another child's pose. This time, once you arrived, dropping the elbows down, lifting the hands up into an upward prayer position, palms together. And then check inside your body, feeling the muscles that worked, and maybe the tendons and ligaments and connective tissues that have been stretched. Checking in if there's any difference inside your body since we started. And planting your hands down, bringing yourself back and up to a tabletop position, and from there, just sweeping your legs forward and straight, coming into Dandasana, seated, straight seated position, bringing your hands behind you slightly. So it's behind on the side, so you can support yourself with the lifting of the spine. Toes are pointing upward. Breathe in here. Maybe dropping the chin slightly down, closes the chest, so you can feel that lengthening through the back of your neck as well. After, inhale, bringing your arms up, and as you exhale, reaching forward, maybe staying up here, resting the hands down on your shin bone and around the knee. Maybe you can come slightly deeper and grab your toes with your fingers. If you grab your toes, just try to not compromise the position, the depth of the position, with bending through your spine. The spine is still quite long, lengthened. And then bring your attention to that feeling in the back of your legs. Toes are still pointing upward. Feeling that stretch here and the back of your thighs and your calves. Then inhale to slowly come up, bringing your hands slightly behind you, and as we did in the seating, while we're sitting on the hip, lifting the chest slightly up, opening it, pushing it, opening the shoulders, and then releasing it, coming back to the seated, bringing the right knee close to the chest and dropping it on the side. Feel free to use a block under the knee if you feel you've got to. Looks like this. And then from there, again, inhale, reaching up, lengthening the spine. Exhale, moving forward before you dropping your hands down. Same way at your shin bone, or maybe around your foot, grasping your sole with the hands. Lengthening through the back of your neck. And observe if there's any difference between the stretch with one leg straight and the stretch with two legs straight. Is it easier? Is it less painful when you stretch? It should be painful. Is it less of a stretchy feeling when you stretch it? Is it different muscles and connective tissues are being stretched? Inhale, bringing yourself up, switching legs, bringing both down, and then the left comes close to the chest, and then onto the side. Maybe prop it up, or you can keep it as it is, if that feels all right on the hips. Inhale, bringing the arms up. Exhale, coming forward. Maybe resting your hands on the shin, coming on the side of your front foot. Keeping your spine long, the back of your neck long. And again, take some notes inside your body. Does this side feel different? Is it easier? Is it harder to come to the same position? Is your hip working harder to keep open? Or maybe more open than the other side? We are all slightly asymmetrical, so might feel different one side from the other one. Inhale to bring yourself up. Bringing both knees close to the chest, and we're going to do our first and only boat pose of this class. There are different options. So the knees are gently bent. You have quite a distance between your bottom and your feet. You can bring your hands behind you and maybe here coming into your tiptoes. Or you can bring your hands forward and grabbing the back of your thighs and coming into your tiptoes here. And from here, maybe bringing one leg up and then switching to the other one. You can do the same even if you have your hands behind you supporting you. Or maybe you can even bring both legs up, maybe up and down. And don't forget to breathe. And feel those muscles you're using at your hips, in your tummy, your hip flexors, your abs. You can even maybe try to releasing your thighs, having your arms on your side and the side of your legs, and bringing one leg up or two, or just switching them, and then release. Take an extra breath here, bringing the knees even closer to the chest. And then gently drop them on the side, coming to a butterfly position, Baddha Konasana. We're gonna do two versions. One is opening the sole of your feet up as you open your book, bringing your hands to the ankles, lifting up high. Inhale here, exhale, moving forward, keeping the spine straight, keeping the neck long. Coming just as down as it's possible without the spine curving up. Maybe pushing slightly down on your hips, opening your legs even more. Then inhale to come up, slide your legs slightly further apart from you. And if you have a block, feel free, or maybe two, feel free to bring them in front of you on your feet. Inhale here, and as you exhale, starting with the head, curve it all down. Bringing yourself really close to your blocks or your feet, if you're not using any blocks. Resting here, maybe you are here, maybe you can remove one block, coming deeper into the bend, the forward bend. Maybe you can remove both blocks if you're using any. And then bringing your forehead close to your feet, enjoying the stretch. Arms are coming in front and around the legs as you come deeper. And then take some mental notes. If you feel any difference between the two versions, if it feels more stretchy on the hips, or if you feel it more stretchy on the back, any different physical sensations that arises in the two poses. Before we inhale to come slowly up, bringing the legs together, And then gently with control, maybe with help of your hands or maybe without helping with your hands, coming down on your back to your mat. And bringing your knees close to the chest. I hope I'm still in the picture. Keeping the two knees together, gently start to make small circles around, massaging your lower back, then changing direction, knees still together, then coming back to center. Have your strap around, relaxing your left leg down on the ground, toes are pointing up, knees straight. Then strapping around your foot, slowly start to straighten it. If it can't be straightened entirely, that's all right. If you can straighten it entirely, so if you can straighten it entirely, maybe just working on that one, gently pushing the knees even straighter. If you could straighten it, you can start to work in bringing it all the way to 90 degrees, or maybe even more, as much only as it's comfortable. The left toes, the ones that are on the ground, are still pointing upward, like as you're standing, or like you have an imaginary wall that you can smoothen your the sole of your foot there. And then slowly, gently bending it, moving the other leg close to the chest. And maybe here you can switch side, bringing your other foot into the strap and then straightening the right leg this time. Or maybe you can just manually adjust it if that felt too much of a control. Bringing your straight leg toes up again, so they're pointing to the ceiling, and then stretching the right leg, straightening the right leg up. If it cannot be fully straightened, maybe work on that one. Maybe with your breath, straightening and then bending again, mindfully, just as much as it's not painful and screaming in pain. If you could straighten, you can working on gently bringing it closer with control, then bending your knee, bringing both knees up. You can let go of your straps and bringing your hands to the side. Our last pose before a well-deserved Shavasana is to bring both knees to your right, letting them go on the ground. If your shoulder comes up, that's fine. Looking through your left and then maybe slowly working on bringing your shoulder back down, coming into this gentle twist. If you don't have enough space for your arms, you can always bring it to the cactus arm. Then bringing your legs back to the center. And then exhale to move to the other side. Looking over your right side. Maybe if the shoulder came up, you can work on bringing it down. Also, you can take some mental notes again about how the two sides might feel different. Maybe one side, if first side was easier, maybe it was harder. Noting any difference between the sizes as we are quite asymmetrical. Feeling that twist in your spine. Feeling that opening in your shoulder. And bringing your knees back down. Slowly one by one, lengthening them down on the ground. And giving yourself a nice full body stretch. And then releasing everything down, and we're going to come to Shavasana, but feel free to grab any extra layers before we start. Any props if you want to use any. I love to use my block under my thighs to unstress my lower back. Also, you can bring your knees up, put them together, hands on the side, palms facing up. You can put extra layers on you or a nice blanket, anything that keep you nice and warm and cozy. And once you arrive to your position, close your eyes, let your breath come naturally without any control this time. Bringing your attention to your toes, checking how they feel, checking the muscles there, and bringing your attention upper to your calf muscles, feeling any differences between now and how we started this class, and bringing the attention to your thighs, how they're feeling after the practice, then letting all of them grow heavy and relaxed. Then bringing your attention higher into your hips, feeling any sensation left behind after the poses, after the stretches, the opens. And let them relax, let them soften. Bringing your attention to your belly, checking on the muscles over there, how they feel now, before you let them relax. And bringing your focus to your chest. Feel if there's any difference from now and then, from the start of the class, when you might feel some muscles there that have been working, and let them relax. Let them soften and grow heavy. And bringing your focus to your fingers and wrists, observing the physical sensations there. Moving your focus upper to your forearms, your upper arms. Gently observing the muscles there, how they feel after the practice. And then let them go, let them grow heavy and melted. And bringing your focus to your shoulders. Maybe they feel different now than in the beginning of the class. Let them relax even deeper. Let those muscles melting down, resting after the hard work. And bringing your attention to your neck, to your jaw. Soften those areas. Soften the muscles in your face, around your eyes, at your eyebrows. And then let your whole head grow heavy all the way to the very top of your head. Bringing a deep relaxation to your full body. And if any thoughts arises, let them come and go, bringing your attention back to your breath or back to any physical sensations in your body for the next few moments here in this relaxation. Feel free to stay here in Shavasana if you need any longer. And when you're ready to come out, start to deepen your breath, bringing movements back into your body, wriggling your fingers or toes, maybe stretching your sides, and moving your ankles and wrists, and stretching and awakening your body. And at the end of this full body stretch, bringing your knees close to the chest, moving into one side, maybe staying there for a few moments, breathing in and real close before you pulling yourself up to a comfortable seat. And bringing your hands in front of the chest. Take a couple of deep breaths here and notice any differences in your breath now and in the beginning of the class. Then bringing your hands in front of your forehead, keeping clarity in your mind, bringing it down in front of your lips, keeping truth in your words, and then bringing it down in front of your chest. Keep love in your heart. Thank you for practicing with me today. I'm really glad you're in this journey with me, and I hope to see you next time.